is Belinda, your Maryland realtor, and I help people build generational wealth with real estate. So today's topic is rent to own. Rent to own is one of the creative solution, especially when it comes to buying a house. That's one of the non-traditional way or one of the creative ways in which you can actually purchase a home without going through the traditional process. The traditional process, I've spoken to you about it, which is to find a lender, qualify, have a pre-qualification letter, and your pre-qualification letter will probably include credit worthiness, include a down payment, and then also money for closing costs and so on and so forth, so that the bank or the lender may approve you for a loan. So rent to own does not go through that process. It's just a little more creative, and it is a great program for people who are not in a situation, not in a position where they can purchase a home right away. They may not be able to have the credit score that the lender requires or have the down payment that the bank requires, or may have had some ding into the credits due to foreclosure, due to bankruptcy. Because when you are in foreclosure, if you have had a house foreclosed on, if you have had a house and you've been foreclosed on, you will have a period of, I think, 7 years before you are able to purchase a home. So it's a way for those people who are not able, or let's say somebody who also just has not had enough money to save for a down payment for a house, or does not have the credit to purchase a home. So it's one of the non-creative ways, and there are others non-creative ways in order to purchase real estate, in ways that you can purchase real estate. But let's talk today about the rent to own ways to rent a home in the non-traditional way. So as I say, it's really great for people who do not qualify or are kind of missing the mark on some of the requirements that a traditional lender will have. So if you are in one of the situation and you are really looking into purchase a home, maybe that may be an answer for you. As I always say, that real estate, we all need a place to live, we all need a place to stay, and whether you're renting, you're buying, whether you're renting, you're owning, or you're living with friends and family, my thing is it's always better to have your own place, to have your own piece of real estate, because it's an investment in which not only that appreciates in value, but also that you are using. It's not quote unquote a dormant investment where you invest and then just let it sit there, but you are using it as you're investing it, so to speak. So in rent to own scenario, so what would happen is that the seller or the landlord will basically delineate that's their intent. They're intending to renting that property and giving you the option to purchase the property at the end of the lease. So they will draft a contract in which the seller or the landlord, seller/landlord, will basically kind of set the terms of that agreement. So they might say, and most of them will say, that you will take care of the maintenance of the home. So when it comes to the toilet is broken down, that there's a leak on the roof, there is something wrong with the furnace, or the water heater is no longer working, that it will be your responsibility as the tenant / future owner of the home. So you will take care of that. So that responsibility has been delegated to you. And it's a great way. I think it's a great way, especially for people who have never owned a home, to kind of know what owning a home entails. When you have the carpet that needs to be replaced, because of, let's say, the basement flooded, or something happened, plumbing, something in the toilet, the toilet overflow, just to know the headaches, so to speak, that comes with owning a home. So you are basically kind of getting practice into that. So they will set those terms, and they will also set the duration of the lease, and then also they might set an option to buy. They also might set a percentage of the rent that you'll be paying that will go toward, quote unquote, a down payment. So you will have to read that agreement. My advice to everybody is to read that agreement, and to make sure, even reading the fine prints, to make sure that you know what you're getting into. And furthermore, I would advise not to hire a real estate, but to hire a real estate attorney who can kind of walk you through what really is entailing, and if the deal is really working on your favor or is working. Because especially when the seller is bringing you an agreement, bringing you a document, it will mostly work on their favor. So they will try to have everything work in the favor. So you will have to negotiate some of the terms of that contract. Whether they say that 25% of your rent will go towards the down payment at the end of the lease period, and then at the end of the lease period, if they will give you either an option to buy, or you will be required to buy. So think about those things as you are reading, as you are signing. You may be excited, moving into this house that you like, in this neighborhood that you like, but not really knowing and reading the fine print. I always recommend, with everything that you sign, just read it so that you know actually what you're getting yourself into. So they will set that, and then also they might or might not set a price of the house at that time, which can kind of work either way. Because if they do set a price and the market condition, kind of favors you, if it's a low, if it's a market in which that if it's a buyer's market, so which means that there's a lot of inventory and then not a lot of buyers, so that might favor you. You can get locked into the purchase of the home. Or if they would tell you that it will be based upon the condition, the market condition, at the end of the lease. So let's say you have a 2-year lease, and right now is a buyer's market. So the seller will, which means that the house will probably be, in terms of price, the house will be priced properly. And if the term says that, well, you know what, this house is $250,000. So let's just say, for example, or, just for the sake of this example, it's $250,000. So you will basically sign that lease, and then also knowing the terms that in 2 years from now, it will still be $250,000. But if it tells you that the price will be upon the market condition, and then in 2 years, if you did not watch, please watch my video about whether when is the right time to buy, because I highlight in that video that how real estate kind of works, and how price double or triples, in however many years, depending on not only the market condition, also on the location. So if in 2 years, let's say that $250,000 home, because of, let's say, for what happened in 2021, 2022, what we saw in real estate, and that house value, just shoot to, let's say, $350,000. So that's what you'll be paying for. So know that, and just read it through, and make sure that you know exactly what you're getting into when it comes to that provision. So that's something that is definitely right to do. Read a contract, read a contract, read a contract. And then the great thing also about this program is not only that it will give you kind of a tryout, a test out, especially if you have never owned a home, but also it lets you really be familiar with the home, really knowing, what is working in this house, what is not working. So you are very familiar. And then this is like in one of the rare cases that I will not so much advise against hiring a real estate agent, is because you already have the agreement, you have everything that you need, and especially that you have, which I strongly recommend to have a real estate attorney look into the agreement, looking at everything that's needed. You may not need a real estate agent. You might hire a real estate agent just for consultations, in terms of doing the proper market analysis, especially if your contract stipulates that the house, the price of the house will be based on the market condition at the end of the year, at the end of the lease term. So you may hire one just to give you what are the market conditions, and then if they can give you, which you can do on your own, hire either an inspector, licensed inspector, to come and inspect the house and then just tell you. But anyway, after you have lived in the home for X amount of time, so you kind of know what you're getting yourself into. But if you want to have just for informational purpose, these other little things, yes, you should hire a real estate agent, but only maybe just for consultation. And one of the downsides, especially if you're a first-time home buyer, having this program, you may not be able to qualify for, let's say, down payment assistance programs and other programs that are available because it's a non-traditional way of purchasing real estate. Because those programs, many of these programs, down payment assistance program, and grants, are basically designed for the traditional way of buying real estate. So in a nutshell, that's really what it entails. And that's a great segue for me to talk to you about also real estate investing, because many people don't know that not only that I work with real estate investors, I'm also myself a real estate investor. So rent to own is a great way to start as an investor, because many investors don't like to, especially rent a home, because of the headaches that come with it. The tenants may not be able to pay the rent. The tenants, are always messing up the toilet. The kids are always flooding the toilet. The tenants are not taking good care of the property. There's always something going on. But with a rent to own agreement, because the tenant has to basically take care of the maintenance, so it gives the landlord / the future seller some type of ease, so that they don't really have to babysit the tenants, and the tenants have to take care of the property. So I will start a series talking about real estate investing, and I know that it's something that's very daunting to many people, but it's a great way on how to build generational wealth. So this is Belinda, and I hope this topic has been of interest to you. And if you have any comments, suggestions, please let me know. Please subscribe, comment, like, and share this video. I will talk to you later. This is Belinda, and I help people build generational wealth with real estate. Talk to you later. Bye.